Hi, GED students. We're going to do some slightly more complex inequalities. They're not terrible. You just need to know how to do them. So let's do some of these. There's going to be a weird one, something that you're going to have to remember, and I will be very clear about that one when we get to it. So let's give these a go and see what happens. And then if you need some extras to work on, let me know. You can either PM me or you can email me if you have my email. All right, guys, I'm going to switch cameras and we will get moving. All right. So the first one we're going to start with, this one is relatively straightforward. X plus 3 is greater than 2. Just like in an algebraic equation where this is an equal sign, it's the exact same process. You're going to get rid of the extra number because ultimately you want one variable and one number, one on either side of the sign. So here we're going to take away 3. We need to remove that 3 because we want X to be all by itself. Whatever you do here, you have to do on the other side of the sign. So all you have left over here, because this is gone, is X. Because 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring down your X, bring down your sign. 2 minus 3 is -1. You're done. That's it. Now this one, it's a multiplication problem. This is 3 times X is greater than or equal to -12. So we still need to separate the number from the variable. And because it's multiplication, we're going to divide out the 3. Up here, we had an addition, so we did the opposite. We subtracted. Here we've got multiplication. The opposite is to divide. So divide out the 3, and you do it on both sides. If you do it on one, you do it on both. This cancels or becomes 1, if that makes more sense. You've just got X on this side, keep the sign, and then -12 divided by 3 is -4. So not bad. Now we get to this one. This one, there is something you have to remember. It is not going to be on your formula sheet. Just going through this one, I'll tell you again what part you need to remember. Remember it. Write it down on your list of things that you have to know. All right, so same setup. We've got a -8x minus 16 is less than or equal to 20. And this one, you know, this is what we started with. We had a single X, then we did a multiplication. This one's just the other two combined, and we know how to do both of those. So again, we're going to get rid of the 16 to start with. It's -16. We want to make it 0. So we're going to add 16. That no longer exists. And on this side, we're also going to add 16. Now bring down your -8x. Bring down your sign. And add your 20 and 16. You get 36. And now it looks like this one we just did. And we're going to divide out that -8 because we want it to go away. So we're going to divide out -8 to give us just plain old X. On this side, we're going to divide out -8. Now, this is, you got to remember right here, we divided by a negative. Keep that at the forefront for now. 36 divided by -8. What is 36 divided by 8? Ooh, was it 36, not 32? Well, that was a good one to pick. Yeah, it's going to be 4 and 4/8. It's actually going to be 4.5. All right. So right here, we get rid of the -8s because they cancel each other out. That leaves us with x. And then 36 divided by -8 is going to be negative, sorry about that, negative 4.5. This is the part you have to remember. When you divide by a negative number, you have to turn this around. You have to flip it. It has to go this way. This is only when you divide by a negative on inequalities. If you divide by a positive, you don't have to do a thing. If you add or subtract, you don't have to do a thing. If you divide by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. So write that in your notes. You should have a list of things you have to remember. This is one of them. Flip the sign. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. I kind of crammed that all together. And we've got one more. Let me draw a line so you can sort of separate it. All right. This one is a division problem. You don't get to see these as often, which is too bad because they're actually easy. They are the easiest. You know that you need to get rid of the number. So let's get rid of that extra 12. We're going to add 12. And we're going to add 12 to the other side. That gives us 14. Oops, you can't see that. I'm off the screen. That gives us 14 on this side. And we still have the x over -6. And what is the opposite of dividing? It's multiplying. So we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator, the -6. So multiply this side by -6. Multiply this side by -6. This is gone, cancels. So that gives you x on this side less than or equal to, and 14 times 6, that's going to be 24, 6, 7, 8, 84, -84. I like the division problems. They're fast. They don't take up as much room, but you don't see them all that often. Just remember, any problem, if there's an extra number on either side, get rid of that first. Then deal with the rest of it. All right, I hope that helps. Let me know if you need more problems.